Good morning, students. Today we will be learning types of forces. There are two types of forces, contact forces and non-contact forces. What is a contact force? A force that can be applied only when it is in contact with an object, or there is a particular object which is in contact with the object and the application of force, then it is known as contact force. For example, hammering a nail. Some examples of contact forces are muscular force, frictional force, any kind of push or pull, all these are contact forces. Now, which forces are known as muscular forces? Muscular force is a type of force wherein we use our physical strength to change the state of motion of an object. Any kind of push or pull, bullock cart, which is pulling a cart of load, cycling, weightlifting, all these are muscular forces. And what are the frictional forces? These are the forces that act on all moving objects by the surface which is in contact with it. So, muscular force and frictional force, these two are contact forces. The example of frictional force is a ball rolling on the ground encounters frictional force by the ground surface and it eventually comes to a halt. When the rowing of the boat has stopped, the boat comes to a stop because of the frictional force exerted by water. The frictional force is always in the direction opposite to the applied force. We can give one more example. A child which is rolling down from a slide, a frictional force is applied by the slide on the child. What are non-contact forces? The forces that arise without the contact of two or more objects involved are known as non-contact forces. The examples are magnetic force, electrostatic force, and gravitational force. Magnetic force, it is a force that attracts certain objects like iron, nickel, cobalt, etc. Now here we have to understand one thing. In a magnet, like poles repel each other and unlike poles attract each other. So, if I place two unlike poles side by side, they will be attracting and they will come closer and they may come in contact with each other also. Even then, magnetic force is not a contact force, it is always a non-contact force. The second one is electrostatic force. It is a force exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body. Let us take a comb and brush it on a hair 3-4 times and then take it near some small bits of paper. Do not touch the comb with paper. The bits of paper would get attracted to the comb. This is because the comb is charged because of the rubbing of your hair and it attracts uncharged objects like paper. The third type of non-contact force is gravitational force. It is a force exerted by Earth on objects on it. When a ball is thrown up, it falls to the ground because of gravitational force. The water from a tap always flows downwards because of gravitational force. And gravitational force it doesn't act on an object when the body is falling. There is a wrong notion among us. All object on earth experiences gravitational force. When the body falls from a certain height, it is easily understood, but even an object is standing on ground or floating in water, it experiences gravitational force. Now, what is pressure? thrust per unit area is known as pressure. So pressure is equal to thrust or force per area. Liquid exert pressure on the walls of container in which they are kept. It is known as lateral pressure, and it is denoted by P is equal to HdG, where H is equal to depth of liquid, D is equal to density of liquid, and small g is equal to acceleration due to gravity. Gases exert pressure in all directions. Now, what is thrust? The force that acts on a surface in a direction perpendicular to it, it is known as thrust. It is shown in the diagram beside that the leg is exerting a thrust vertically on the ground. Now we will be learning about atmospheric pressure. The pressure exerted by atmosphere due to the air present in it around us is known as atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure acts on an object from all directions. And let us do an activity here. We have to match the column. Atmospheric pressure. So what will be the answer? The pressure exerted by the air, that is 2. Contact force, it can be pull or push. Non-contact force, it can be gravitational force, it can be electrostatic force, it can be magnetic force. Similarly, the previous one, contact force, can be push or pull, or it can be frictional force or muscular force. You can relate to many. Pressure is equal to force per unit area, and force, it can be push or pull. Once again we can say this. Now let us do some activity on liquid pressure. Fluids exert pressure in all directions equally. The rule leads to another interesting occurrence. If we consider the layer of water on the top of a bottle, the pressure exerted by the layer of water acts on the container at the sides, the surface of air on top, and the layer of water at the bottom. As we move down from the top of the bottle to the bottom, downwards, the pressure exerted by top layer on the bottom layers added up. Due to this phenomenon, the fluid at the bottom of the container experiences more pressure than the fluid which is above it. So, we are taking one container and holes are made at different heights, and some liquid is poured in it, and it is seen that the liquid is falling from 3 holes, and the hole which is on top, the liquid is reaching to the nearest point, and the one which is at the bottom, from that the liquid is reaching to the furthest point. Why is it so? Because the liquid pressure increases with depth, so the last hole which is at the lowest level, there the liquid pressure is the highest, so the liquid can reach to the furthest point. Liquid exerts equal pressure on all the sides of the container at the same level as depth of liquid H remains the same. The pressure exerted by liquid increases with the increase in the height of liquid column, as P is directly proportional to the depth of liquid H. It is shown in the second figure also. One bottle is taken and holes are made at equal depth from all directions. It is seen the liquid is falling from all the holes with equal speed up to equal distance. We will be continuing with some activity. This is from NCERT book. We are taking 2 test tubes, 2 long tubes, and of equal dimension, that means equal diameter and equal length, and 2 balloons are kept, not inflated, are tied to one of the open end, and it is tightly tied with strings, and the other end is kept open. Liquid is poured in these two tubes up to different height. So it is seen that the one which is having liquid up to greater height, in that one the balloon is inflated more than the other one. Why is it so? Because lateral pressure of liquid P is equal to HdG. So more is the liquid height of the liquid, the lateral pressure will be more. So lateral pressure being more, it exerting more pressure on the balloon, and so the balloon is inflated in that case more. One more activity is given, activity 9, that is one pit jar is taken, one hole is made, and one balloon is kept there. It is seen that whenever in the pit jar we are pouring water, as we are increasing the height of water, more and more water is poured, the inflation of balloon will be more. It will increase. Why? Because more is the height, more will be the lateral pressure, as P is equal to HdG. So more pressure means more inflation in the balloon.